Okay, so here is my video presentation for quiz number 2, and this is my PowerPoint, the PowerPoint that I created just for this video. Okay, so here it is. This is it. Okay, here goes. Okay, here comes. Okay, so this is it. First, we need to know what is being asked. So we should first be educated of what the problem is. So this is the problem. The given is the formula for the displacement for particle A is f of t is equal to t squared minus t plus 2. And the velocity, the equation for velocity for particle B is 3 times t raised to the 4th plus t cubed plus t squared plus t. So as you may have noticed, the only given is just two formulas. The one is for displacement and the one is for velocity. So we're going to use calculus, both integration and derivation, to find the three formulas needed to be able to solve for the acceleration, for the velocity, for the displacement for both particle A and B. Okay, so for letter A, if it takes, before I'm going to proceed to the next slide, we need to first notice this random given, this theoretical value of 5,000 meters. This 5,000 meters is actually not part of the graph, even if we're going to substitute it to any of the displacement formulas. It's just a theoretical, and it's only applicable just for letter A, one letter A. Okay, so now let's proceed to the given. So these are the given for particle A. These are actually the given based on the two equations given. So I have already integrated and derived the two formulas. So for the displacement formula, we're just going to find the first derivative and the second derivative. So as we all know, f of t is equal to t squared minus t plus 2, and we're going to find the first derivative of that to find the equation for velocity. So f prime of t is equal to 2t minus 1, and then we're going to find another derivative. So that's the second derivative now. Okay, so f double prime of t is equal to t. So that's it. That's the three formulas in order to find the displacement, the velocity, the acceleration of particle A. Okay, so for particle B, the given is the velocity. So in order to find the formula for displacement, we're going to integrate it. Okay, so missing ang ko Andre. So we need to integrate it. So that's going to be the integral of 3t raised to the 4th plus t cubed plus t squared plus t. Actually, napigay dapat dt with respect to t na dapat sa sunod sa t. Orang na miss. So that's it. So the formula for derivation is actually simple. So ang mahimo na diyang 3t raised to the 5th over 5 plus t raised to the 4 divided by 4 plus t cubed over 3 plus t squared over 2 plus c. So that c is a constant. So if we're going to differentiate that, is just equal to 0. So what is it? Pero needed yun na siya kung mag-integrate it is a constant value. So dapat another na siya, assuming. Okay, just going to assume that there is a constant c there to make it make sense, to make our answer make sense. Okay, so for the velocity, we're just going to find the derivative of our displacement equation. So it's already given, so inana mo na siya. And then for the formula for acceleration, we're going to find the derivative with respect to t. derivative of v with respect to t. So that's going to be the derivative of 3. So that's the answer is going to be 12t cubed plus 3t squared plus 2t plus 1. Okay, so those are the given based on the two formulas given in the problem. Okay, so that's it. So for the first question, it is asking for the average velocity for both particle A and particle B, given the final distance is 12,000 meters and the final time is 10 seconds. Okay, so knowing that the two particles have the same starting time, starting place, both 0 meters, 0 seconds, and the same final velocity, final displacement, and the same final time. Okay, so if those two are the same, then that is automatically both their average velocity are also the same because the datas are the same. So yeah, we're not going to take into account all the two formulas given. So that's it, that's the answer. The average velocity for both particle A and particle B is equal to 500 meters per second. So let's proceed with letter B. What's being asked for letter B is the displacement for both particle A and particle B at 5 seconds. Okay, so the equation for particle A is okay, na-stop ang recording. Okay, so balik ta sa balik ta sa letter B. So displacement of particle A at 5 seconds. So the equation for particle B is already given. So we're just going to substitute 5 in it. So 5 squared plus minus B. 5 squared minus 5 plus 2. That's equal to 22 meters. That's the displacement after 5 seconds for particle A. So the displacement of particle B at t seconds. So ito ano nang ipakita sa given. Parang ipangita ang integral sa velocity equation. So nag-result na siya just 3t raised to the 5th divided by 5 plus t raised to the 4 divided by 4 plus t cubed divided by 3 plus t squared divided by 2 plus c. Ang kanang plus c is only applicable to an indefinite integral. So since najay definite na value, which is 5 seconds, we're going to find the definite integral with a range of 0 to 5. So that's it. So ang pangita na ato na siyang ipangita ang value, which is kaning result na value, ato na siyang integrate from 0 to 5. So we're just going to substitute 5 to all the t values in the answer and subtract that to the substituted zeros of the answer. So mo na dyan kan. I don't know if that sounded to make sense, but mo na dyan kaning end arrow, end points arrow. Mo na dyan ang process to find the definite integral of an equation. So mo na dyan answer and mo na dyan ang result. So that's 2085 that's actually 0.41666. I just estimated that, so that's 2085.42 meters. So for letter C, it is asking for the velocity. So for particle A, if you remember, atong i-differentiate ang original equation. So atong differentiate, finding the derivative of x with respect to t, that's equal to 2t minus 1. Okay, so if we're going to find at 5 seconds, we're going to substitute 5 in the differentiated value. So that's 2 times 5 minus 1 is equal to 9 meters per second. That is the velocity at 5 seconds for particle A. So for particle B, given na siya sa problem. So ato lang i-substitute dito. So sa ang 5 seconds. So that's 3 times 5 raised to the 4th plus 5 cubed plus 5 squared plus 5 That's equal to 2030 meters per second. That's it. Simple substituting and differentiating and integrating. So for letter D, acceleration na po ang atong pangitaon. So acceleration of particle A at t seconds is equal to the derivative of v with respect to t. So as you may have noticed, ang atong answer kay whole number, constant. So kung whole number siya, it means ang acceleration, it is not increasing, it is not decreasing, it's just constant. So ang kapaspasan niya, ang velocity is changing pero ang acceleration is not. Ang velocity is increasing but the acceleration is not. Pero ang pace is the same. Ang pag-increase sa velocity, the same ra throughout the whole journey until 10 seconds. So ano siya? If ang atong derivatives sa v with respect to t, whole number, constant ang pasabutan na. Okay, so acceleration of particle B at t seconds. So we're just going to find the derivative of v with respect to t sa atong velocity equation for particle B. Okay, so ang result ana is 12t cubed plus 3t squared plus 2t plus 1. So if we're going to find the acceleration at 5 seconds, we're just going to substitute 5 to the equation, to the second derivative of the displacement equation. So that's 12 times 5 cubed plus 3 times 5 squared plus 2 times 5 plus 1 is equal to 1586 meter per second squared. Meter per second squared na siya kay acceleration. We're talking about acceleration. Okay, so number 2, we're going to plot. This is only focused on particle A, so what is that? Ang acceleration sa particle A, instantaneous velocity din sa particle A ang atong pangitaon. So ang atong i-graph is ang particle A ra, displacement versus time graph sa particle A ra. So this is not a perfect graph, as you may have noticed. Baog ang y-axis ug ang x-axis ug ang graph di siya perfect na parabola. But okay, so mo ni ang table of values. To find the table of values, we're just going to substitute on the substitute rata sa atong equation. Okay, so this is it. Wala na include ang 0 because 0 is kung mo substitute ang 0, I think the same ra ang value sa yung substitute ang 0, I think asakto dai. If we're going to substitute 0, ang y value niya is 2. Okay, so naputol na po kay 6 minutes and 30 seconds lang maximum niya. So this is it. We're going to plot. We're going to substitute 1 to 10 for the to find the table of values for the problem. So one aja. If we're going to substitute 1 is equal to 2, kung 2, 4, kung substitute 3, may mong 8, and so on and so forth. That's just simple algebra. We learned that way back in grade 7. So it's not that hard. Okay, so from this graph, we're going to identify a tangent line that crosses at x is equal to 5. Crosses one point at x is equal to 5. So what we're going to find first is the equation of that line. Okay, so if we're going to find the equation of a tangent line para mas exact ang atong answer, di ra based on graphical visualization, di ra ta mano-mano ba. We're going to really solve it. So the first thing we need is the slope and the x and y at x is equal to 5. So at first, we're going to find the x and y values when x is equal to 5. So we're going to substitute that. 5 squared minus 5 plus 2 is equal to 22. So the x and y values are 5 and 22. And the third thing that we need is the slope. So in order, the value of x is equal to 5 at f prime of t. Okay, so we're going to find the value of x is equal to 5 at the derivative of f of t. So the derivative of f of t is equal to 2t minus 1. So we're going to find the f prime of 5. We're going to find the f prime of 5. So that's 2 times 5 minus 1 is equal to 9. So that's the m slope. So now we're going to use the point slope form. This is learned way back grade 8. So this is the formula. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m slope minus x sub 1. So this 5 and 22 is x sub 1 and y sub 1. So we're going to substitute that. That's y minus 22 is equal to 9 times x minus 5. So y is equal to 9x atong i-multiply 9x minus 45. Ang kanatong 22, we're going to balhin to the right side. So if atong ibalhin, ang isang sign lahi. So we're going to get 9x minus 45 plus 22. So now y is equal to 9x negative 45 plus 22, that is negative 23. So that is the equation of the tangent line that passes at x is equal to 5, that passes the parabola at one point at x is equal to 5. So now I tried to find a value that is close to the left side, that is close to 5 from the left side, and then at the same distance away from 5 to the right side. So if that makes sense, I use 3.75 and 6.25. So 3.75 is somewhere close to 5 from the left side, and 6.25 is somewhere close to 5 from the right side. So we're going to substitute that. We're going to substitute that to the y is equal to 9x minus 23. That's the slope. That's the formula for the tangent line. So we're going to substitute that. 9 times 3.75 minus 23 is equal to 10.75, and then 9 times 6.25 minus 23 is equal to 33.25. Okay, so for the slope, we're just going to use the formula for slope. That is the y sub 1 minus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're going to do this. So 33.25 minus 10.75 divided by 6.25 minus 3.75, and the result is 9.9 meters per second. That 9 meters per second is the instantaneous velocity of particle A at time is equal to 5 seconds. So that's it. That's my report. That's my answers for quiz number 2. And I can say it was a fun activity. It was a fun quiz. I was able to share my knowledge to my classmates. I was able to learn a new thing. So all the best. It's been good learning so far. So yeah, have a good day and peace out.